section. Okay, so about 3 sections if their hair is thick. If their hair is really thin, you'll probably 2 will be fine. So same thing, you can back comb the front, and you can back comb the back. Doing the sides, doing the sides. I'm doing it probably a little more than you would need to if the hair were dry. Okay, so see how we're creating that nice little bump? Go bigger to start with. You can always smooth it down than to try to do a little bit, and then you'll just have to kind of retrace your steps otherwise. Okay, so now we're at the top section. That's going to be the part that we want to be smooth. So this is the section that really matters as far as going down far enough so that it smooths down, and once we're done, you're going to want enough hair to cover on both sides. So you don't want it to be a very narrow section, right? Because then you'll have this and you won't have anything to cover the sides. Okay. So this section, we don't really want to back on the front so much because you want it to be smooth in the end. So same thing, going to the sides, but not as much this time on the sides because the top of the bump is bigger than the sides. Okay, so then you're going to spray. Okay, so this is where if you have any kind of soft bristle brush, if you have a baby brush, if you have a round brush, if you have anything that has softer bristles as opposed to these kind of bristles, it's going to smooth the look better. So if you don't, it's okay. You can just be really careful as you smooth. But, okay, turn towards the camera. So you can see now it's kind of just messy. So I'm just going to start smoothing those little pieces, not brushing through because we don't want to lose the back comb. We just want it to be smoothed out. So it's good to do it in front of a mirror too, so you can kind of check and see if it's symmetrical as you go. So then, best thing to do is then to, when you're finished, if you haven't needed to use a bobby pin at all on the base, if you have thinner hair, then you would want to do the bobby pin on the last section. But girls like thicker hair, definitely, I would each section, if I were you, I would bobby pin. If you're dancing, if you're jumping around and doing a lot of dancing, which generally you are. Okay, so I'm going to have you turn around so I can see the picture. So see, you just go right here. You're just kind of pinching that section. And if you go in with a bobby pin, I'm so sorry, I didn't bring a bobby pin. If you go in with a bobby pin, go in this way, and you will take the other bobby pin and you crisscross the bobby pins, and so they hold each other in, so they won't slide out. And then you can, you know, kind of manipulate it that way. See, so it's symmetrical. And then spray the heck out of it. Right? Okay, then turn your head back towards the camera. So then you would have these sections, and this is where the headband's going to go. So these sections, whatever, depends on, you know, the amount of hair that you have towards the front. If it's curled, that's probably where you'd want to decide for yourself, like personally. If we at least have the headband, they can either be tucked, or if you want to pull it all back and then put the bobby pin or the headband on. But I would think probably put the headband on underneath this hair and then bring it up, and then it will stay back on its own. No need for more bobby pins. So that's kind of the look towards the front. You're mostly going to see the hair combed to the side and kind of swept over. A big headband. Can you guys imagine what I'm doing? Okay. And then same with this, tuck it. So before you start any of this, if it happens to be a headband that isn't elastic, that you don't tie, put it on first, and then have it around the neck. And then you can just bring it up. And that's it. Any questions? Pretty basic. Yeah. Okay.